Let's talk about mental health. Maybe you've heard about it, seen it around you, or even struggled with it yourself. Before continuing, I want you to keep this question in your mind. Is mental health a globally addressed issue? Let's start here. Say you have 4 people in a room. Did you know that 1 in every 4 people have some sort of mental illness? According to psychology studies, 3 million people suffer from depression, 60 million people live with bipolar affective disorder, 23 million are stricken with schizophrenia, and 800,000 people die every year from suicide. In low and middle income countries, between 76 and 85% of people with mental illness receive no treatment at all. And surprisingly, in high income countries, between 35 and 50% of people also get no treatment. So I bet you're wondering, what causes mental illness? A lot of people don't realize that mental illness is not always necessarily caused by one specific reason. Many mental illnesses are actually linked to how the brain is functioned. Research suggests that mental health problems are linked to an imbalance of certain brain chemicals like serotonin and dopamine. These are the chemicals released in your brain when you do something your body feels sensation to, like biting into an ice cream cone or petting a cute puppy. With mental illness, it can become more difficult to trigger sensational feelings, often causing feelings of sadness, shame, or insecurity.
The following interview contains an anonymous student's personal battle with mental illness. This can be considered sensitive content to some. Voices and faces have been blurred out due to privacy purposes.
I would explain depression. Well, it's really hard to explain. It's just something that just rules your life. I was diagnosed with anxiety, major depressive disorder, PTSD, and then bipolar. I couldn't handle getting through the day. I was having anxiety attacks all the time. I just felt so hopeless. I used to scratch at myself when I was younger. I started self-harming, but I've learned different ways to cope. I draw. Sometimes I'll just put on random songs or dancing. I go into stages. I either can't sleep at all, or I go into just sleeping all day, every day. I don't get out of bed. I can't move. I just don't, I can't. I have no motivation to get up. I was born with depression. All through elementary, I was bullied.
This is a story from one out of hundreds of students who may be battling mental illness at our high school. Even as mental health affects 19% of the adult population, 46% of teenagers, and 13% of children, many still fail to realize people struggling with these disorders may be in your family, live next door, or even within your crowd. So, how has this become a global issue? Well, first things first, only half of the mental health population goes about getting treatment. Untreated disorders have a higher chance of resulting in higher medical expenses, poor performance in school or work, addiction and codependency, and worst case scenario, suicide. Let's hear what a professional psychologist has to say about this.
Issues of mental health need to receive the same importance and the same weight as diagnoses like cancer and diabetes. The difference is that with mental health, it tends to be invisible. You can't see someone's depressive symptoms or anxiety or disordered eating the way that you can see that someone is ill with another disease. Until we bring the issue to the forefront and we provide access to everyone for their issues, we can't move forward and make great changes.
If I were to see somebody struggling with mental health, I would go up to them and just be friendly with them. I would definitely take the steps of trying to help them, talk to a trusted adult. I would go about treating them like I would any other of my best friends. Go over there and just talk to them about anything, like sitting with them at lunch, or if we get to pick partners for a group project, I'd pick them. Just have conversations with them that don't involve what they're going through. I would take them aside and I'd just be like, if you ever need someone to talk to, I'm always there. Especially at Lamar and just in our generation today, there's a lot of pressure with social media, so that plays a big part in all these mental disorders. If you see something, say something. People are struggling in different ways that we might not know of exactly. If you constantly see someone struggling, do something about it. Speak up.